Welcome, beautiful soul, and thank you for being here with me in this sacred space. I invite you now to take a gentle breath and allow yourself to settle into this moment. Whether you've been guided here by curiosity, by longing, or perhaps by a quiet ache within your spirit, know that nothing is by accident. You were meant to hear this message. Let us also call in the presence of Spirit, the divine intelligence, the higher guidance, the unseen hands that nudge us gently along the winding paths of life. Thank you, Spirit, for the wisdom you're about to reveal. May these messages find their way to the heart that needs them most. This is a general reading, but if you found yourself here, there is something within these words meant just for you. We begin with a powerful omen, the Triumph card, symbolized by the Chariot. This is not just victory, this is hard-earned glory. This is the kind of triumph that is born from struggle, from storms weathered and shadows faced. You've walked through a chapter that tested you deeply, perhaps even broke you down to the bone. But the Chariot shows you emerging, not as you were, but reborn, with purpose, with courage, with sacred momentum. You are not running from your past. You are driving forward, fueled by what you've learned, empowered by what you've overcome. But let's not forget what lies behind this victory. The energy of the tower looms in your recent past. A collapse, a truth too heavy to ignore. Something or someone was torn away, and not gently. This tower moment brought chaos, uncertainty, perhaps even grief. It shattered illusions, exposed false foundations, and forced a reckoning. You may have felt trapped, bound to something toxic, something unsustainable, and then the lightning struck. Yet, as painful as it was, that collapse was sacred. It had to fall so that you could rise. It was Spirit tearing away what no longer served you. In the ashes of that destruction, a new version of you was being forged, more aligned, more aware, more alive. And so now, you are standing in that delicate space between endings and beginnings. The dust is still settling. Your heart still remembers the tremors of what collapsed. But there's a glimmer of light beginning to break through the cracks, a whisper that says, "You made it, you're still here, and your story is far from over." Next comes the card of fulfillment of wishes, the Nine of Cups. This is not surface happiness. This is soul-level peace. You've been manifesting, haven't you? Dreaming quietly, wishing for something more wholeness, more purpose, more clarity, more love. And now, the energy begins to respond. Spirit has seen your longing. The universe is aligning in unseen ways. That which once felt distant is beginning to move toward you. But it hasn't come without sacrifice. The card of emotional loss, the Five of Cups, still lingers in your energy. There's sorrow here. Maybe you're grieving not just a person or situation, but the version of yourself that once believed things would unfold differently. Maybe you're still haunted by what could have been, and that's okay. Honor those feelings. Let the tears flow if they must. This part of your journey deserves mourning, but it does not define your future. You have endured. You have awakened. And now, you are standing at the threshold of change. In the next part of this reading, we will explore how your spirit has been planting seeds in the quiet darkness, and how the divine timing of the universe is slowly but surely beginning to lift you into a new season of light. Let us continue. As we move deeper into this unfolding story, we now find ourselves in a quiet but sacred space, a space where the old has crumbled, but the new has not yet fully emerged. And here, in this hush between heartbeats, something profound is happening. The card of patience appears before us. A woman stands with a single seed resting gently in her hand, and from that seed, a fragile flower begins to bloom. This image is more than symbolic, it is your soul in motion. You have begun to rebuild, not in haste, but with sacred intention. Though your outer world may still feel uncertain, your inner world, your spirit has quietly been sowing something new. Perhaps you haven't seen the results yet. Perhaps you're wondering if anything is actually happening. But Spirit assures you, yes, it is. Your healing is growing beneath the surface, just as a seed pushes unseen roots into the soil before it ever breaks through the earth. This is a time for trust in divine timing, trust in your own process. It's not always easy to wait, especially after trauma, The soul often craves quick answers, immediate clarity, instant relief. But growth, real, transformative, lasting growth is not rushed. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are simply in germination. And just as the seed reaches toward the sun, so too does the wheel of fortune begin to turn in your favor. This card is a sacred signal that the cycle is shifting, the tides are changing. What felt stagnant, stuck, or hopeless will soon begin to move again. But this is not random change, this is divine orchestration. A higher intelligence is at work behind the scenes, rearranging people, places, and moments to align you with your next chapter. Karma is being balanced, the lessons have been learned, and now, blessings that were once delayed are being prepared to enter your path. But Spirit reminds you, the wheel does not simply turn for you, it turns with you. And so, you are being asked to participate in your own destiny, to show up, to remain open, to say yes to what calls you even when it's unfamiliar, even when it scares you. Because beyond fear is transformation. You are also being reminded of the importance of your foundation, shown now by the Four of Pentacles. This card speaks to stability, but also caution. Yes, you've been hurt. Yes, you may feel the need to protect yourself emotionally, financially, spiritually. And it's okay to be discerning. It's okay to be careful. But don't let fear become a prison. Don't hold so tightly to the past that you squeeze out the blessings trying to come in. Instead, use this time to build from the ground up. You are laying the bricks of your new life now, with every small choice, every act of self-love, every moment of courage. Though the structure may still seem incomplete, entrust that the foundation is strong. Spirit acknowledges the obstacles you've had to overcome to get here. Nothing has been handed to you, but what you're building now is more real, more soul-aligned than anything you've had before. The energy is shifting, your spirit is shifting, and soon, you will see the first visible signs of the new life you've been quietly preparing for. In the next part of our reading, we'll dive into the emotions still lingering in your field, the shadows that may be holding you back, and how the universe is guiding you to finally break free and rise higher. Let us journey on. As we continue along this path of spirit and transformation, we now enter the deepest and most sacred chambers of your inner world. Because even as the wheel of fortune begins to turn, even as the seeds of your new beginning take root, there is still something that weighs heavily within your heart. Something that whispers fear into your thoughts when the night falls silent. And so we arrive at the presence of the Ace of Cups, a beautiful, overflowing chalice of divine emotion. This is the promise of renewal. A fresh start in how you feel, how you connect, how you love, not only others, but yourself. But for many of you, this cup has not yet been received. Why? Because, first, the shadows must be faced. The cards now bring forward the Hanged Man and the Nine of Swords. This is a powerful and painful pair. The Hanged Man is suspended not in punishment, but in surrender. It shows that you've been trapped in a state of waiting, sacrifice, and spiritual paralysis. And the Nine of Swords? That is the torment of the mind, anxieties that haunt your thoughts at night, a constant fear that the worst is still to come. You may feel like life has paused, like you're being asked to give and give with nothing in return. You may be questioning everything, your path, your choices, even your worth. You felt stuck and your heart is weary. But Spirit says this, you are not stuck. You are being shown another way of seeing. The Hanged Man hangs upside down not because he's lost, but because he's gaining a new perspective. And this is your invitation now, to stop struggling against what you cannot control, and instead to begin seeing your situation through the eyes of wisdom and spirit. Sometimes the greatest shift happens not when the world around us changes, but when we change the way we look at the world. The next card, the Moon, reveals why this has been so difficult. There is confusion here, inner conflict. You may have felt torn between two paths, stay or go, open up or shut down, believe or retreat. You may feel like you're walking through fog, not quite able to see what's real, not quite sure if you're being guided or deceived. This is the Moon's power. It reflects, distorts, and reveals. But it also illuminates what was once hidden. It brings up old fears, abandonment, betrayal, loss, not to punish you, but to bring them into the light so they can be released. You are being asked now to sit with the uncertainty, to acknowledge the fear, but not be ruled by it, to let your intuition rise like a key tide beneath your logic, and just when it feels most uncertain, the card of judgment enters. This is not judgment in the sense of punishment. No, this is the sacred moment of reckoning, of hearing your soul's call, and finally choosing to answer it. Judgment is resurrection. It's the moment you stop living in the echoes of what was and begin moving toward what can be. You have been changed, and now you must choose. Will you continue carrying the weight of old stories, old pain, old roles? Or will you rise, even trembling, into the new self that is waiting to emerge? Because here's the truth. You are not who you used to be, and you are not who you will become. You are becoming right now in this sacred in-between. And so we prepare to step into the next part of this journey, where you begin to rebuild piece by piece, a life more aligned with your soul, a future no longer shaped by fear, but built upon the wisdom you've earned. Let us continue. Now that we have stepped through the shadows, acknowledged the pain, witnessed the illusions, and answered the call of our soul, we begin the sacred act of rebuilding. But this is not a rebuilding of the old. No, this is the slow and intentional creation of something new. A life crafted from wisdom rather than fear. A future rooted not in survival, but in alignment. The energy now shifts with the return of the Five of Cups. Yes, it still lingers. The past still aches. Your heart remembers the losses, the betrayals, the dreams that never blossomed. And sometimes, even as we try to move forward, the mind plays those memories on a loop. Why did it have to happen that way? What could I have done differently? But Spirit gently reminds you, not everything is meant to stay. Not every love is meant to last. Not every chapter is meant to go on forever. And that's not failure, that's evolution. Though grief may still ripple through you, you are already walking forward. Even if it feels slow, even if you're still looking back. Because ahead of you now, the Ten of Pentacles appears. This is a powerful sign. A karmic cycle is ending. For some of you, this marks the final closing of a chapter tied to family, home, shared finances, or a long-term relationship. Something that once brought security now feels like a story that has finished its final page. And in that closure, you reclaim your sovereignty. You may now find yourself standing at a crossroad, symbolized by the Two of Wands. You are looking toward the horizon, map in hand, soul stirring. You may feel unsure. You may wonder which direction is right. But one thing is certain, you cannot stay where you were. There is a quiet excitement here, the kind that lives inside possibilities. You're starting to dream again, to imagine. You're not rushing forward blindly, no, this time you're building with intention. This card also suggests planning, collaboration, and careful reflection. You may be considering a creative project, a new business idea, or even a relocation. You're not just reacting anymore, you're creating. And that is a powerful shift. Then comes a beautiful sign from Spirit, the Knight of Cups. This energy is soft, romantic, hopeful. It often brings messages, invitations, or offers an opportunity for emotional connection or creative expression. Perhaps someone steps forward, offering an apology, an idea, or even affection. This may be unexpected, and you may not fully trust it yet. After all, you've been hurt before, and the heart, once broken, does not open easily. There may be part of you that wonders, is this real? Will this end in heartbreak again? But Spirit whispers, don't let the fear of the past steal the blessings of the present. This offer, whether emotional or spiritual, is not here to repeat the wounds of before. It's here to help you heal them. And yes, it may ask you to be vulnerable, to take a chance, to say yes to something or someone new, but only if it feels aligned. Only if it stirs something deep within your soul, not just your mind. Because now, more than ever, you are being called to follow your intuition, not your fear, not your conditioning, but that quiet knowing that lives deep within you, the one that says, this is meant for me, End of section. In the final part of this journey, we will explore how your spirit is stepping into independence, purpose, and divine direction. The trials you faced have forged you into something unshakable. And now, the universe is ready to reward your strength with peace, prosperity, and clarity. Let us continue. And now, dear soul, we arrive at the final part of this sacred journey. You've walked through fire. You've surrendered to loss, sat with your shadows, faced your doubts, and opened to new possibilities. And now, you stand at the threshold of something rare and beautiful. Freedom, alignment, sovereignty. The cards now speak clearly, and they speak of you rising fully into your own. The Three of Pentacles appears the card of mastery through collaboration. You are laying the bricks of something meaningful. This may be work, business, a creative calling, or even a soul project you've been nurturing quietly for some time. You're not alone, and this spirit is guiding others to walk with you, support you, or co-create with you. You've shifted from survival to intentional building, and now you're no longer waiting to be saved. You are becoming the architect of your own life. The energy sharpens next with the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords. Here, clarity enters. Decisions are made. This could relate to a legal situation, a contract, a settlement. Something that once felt stuck is now moving with precision and finality. Perhaps there's an issue involving your finances, home, or the closure of a past commitment. But Spirit shows that you will not only survive this chapter, you will emerge stronger, clearer, and even rewarded. Because right behind it comes the Nine of Pentacles, one of the most powerful cards of independence, abundance, and self-worth. You have earned your peace. This is the energy of standing on your own feet, not with bitterness, but with grace. You've been through enough to know your value. And now, life is beginning to reflect that value back to you. Some of you may receive an actual financial payout, a legal decision in your favor, an inheritance, a settlement, or an opportunity that brings tangible rewards. But even more importantly, you are receiving your emotional freedom. Your spirit is no longer chained to what hurt you. And just when you think it ends there, the Knight of Water from the Angel Tarot arrives. Soft, tender, romantic, and healing. It speaks of an invitation, a proposal, perhaps even love. But more than anything, it brings relief. A chance to exhale. A moment where your heart opens, not from desperation, but from readiness. Spirit says, you are ready to receive. You have made room in your soul, and now the blessings can find you. But you are also reminded by the Seven of Fire. Stand your ground. You fought to get here. Don't abandon your truth to please others. Don't shrink to fit back into a version of yourself you've outgrown. You are no longer here to simply survive. You are here to thrive. And finally, the Renewal card. This is the sacred mirror of judgment, the spiritual awakening. You are not who you once were. You are not going back. You are ready to move forward, not just with hope, but with divine certainty. This card says, review, evaluate, choose again. You are not bound by the past. You can take what you've learned and move in a new direction. In fact, this is not just a possibility, it is your path now. Your soul has remembered what it came here to do. And so, as we close this reading, Spirit offers one final message. You are not broken, you are becoming. You are not lost, you are being led. You are not ending, you are awakening. Let your heart receive this truth. Let your mind be at ease, and let your spirit rise fully, freely, finally. Day, thank you for being here. Thank you for walking this path with me. If this message resonated with your soul, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Your energy is always welcome in this sacred space. Until next time, stay guided, stay grounded, and stay golden. Take care, beautiful soul.